Only about 4,100 pounds. This is a Tracer Air 215, just came on trade here at Haylett RV of Coldwater, Michigan. One owner, they used it about 4 times a year. And if what you're looking for is to get out of the family bunkhouse and into a small couples camper, or if you want to start your camping adventures and perhaps you have like a more limited capacity tow vehicle, this short little thing that's been very well kept is going to be an excellent option for you. When it comes to the turtle test, which is an RV's ability to be accessed in transit, I'd say this one passes with flying colors. Now, the folks, they always traveled with the table kind of just shoved under these lounge cushions right here, which is actually a really smart way to do it. That's very effective, all in all. But what it makes for here is easy pass-through. Now, here's another really neat thing on this floor plan. This slide out is installed above the floor as opposed to a floor flush slide. If you don't know what those things mean, please give us a call. Well, in short, the benefit of that is that it allows the camper to be completely carpetless, which is just darn handy. Now, as long as you... here's the only thing. You see how that door can't fully open or close. What you have to do here to make sure this stays travel friendly is leave the door open when you close the slide out. Now, all you have to do here is just kind of open the door a little bit. You can get to the fridge enough to pack it or to access it in transit. So you got to be a little smart about how you do it, but it's also not, the hardest thing in the world. Now, we'll come back to the bathroom and everything. I just like to show when they are travel accessible. And I think we're good there. Let's pop that slide open and get to see her in full-on camp mode. Now this one's a good example of used, not abused. This is actually very clean and very well maintained, which is something that I appreciate. I already mentioned the carpetless nature of the flooring, but it is just kind of good to zero back in on that. They use cabinet ducted heating methods on this. This is not intended to be some kind of Arctic camper. It's a spring, summer, fall camper. If what you're looking for is a sharp looking, lighter weight camper, just to camp whenever the sun's shining, you're going to be real happy with what you see here. Now, quick note. Original owners swapped out the original Blue Factory Wafer of Death mattress that'll screw your back up for a much nicer memory foam 60 by 80 residential mattress. Now, you may have noticed when that slide was closed, you can still fully access that bed as well. Now, this is made to be smaller, but feel nice and big and open. That does mean they sacrificed a privacy wall in front of the bed to get there, but it also means the camper looks and feels more spacious and comfortable. And you do still maintain a sliding privacy curtain here if you do have a guest, like a grandkid or something, I don't know, on the dinette. Most of the time, I think the intention here is that this is made for just a couple folks running around and having a good time. Now, you've got these oversized, huge side stands as a result of the large pass-through storage access you'll find on both sides of the RV. What's neat about that, though, is it leaves you all kinds of room to set down, alarm clocks and phone chargers and everything else that you might want or need here. Now, over in the kitchen, it is simple, but it is effective. It does what it needs to. It doesn't do any more than it needs to. And that's really kind of the general message on a lot of things in this camper. We've got this extra venting skylight above, which is handy, though. If you are cooking up a storm, you get that extra heat exhaust, or just frankly open some windows and get some good airflow. That is a 2-basin sink, and it's just got a single huge sink cover on top of it. Just kind of what the goal there is to regain prep space and countertop space this camper kind of otherwise lacks. The bathroom door is somewhat hiding the refrigerator at the moment, but that is a 2-door, 6 cubic foot gas electric fridge freezer. And we do have central air as well. All the original electronics and everything are present and accounted for. Bluetooth DVD stereo, that's your Jensen TV, which is made for RV purposes. The Jensen stuff's actually, it might not look fancy, it's extremely reliable. That's one of the things that I like about them. Now, we'll talk about this lounge in that it has a couple different arrangements. Right now I've got it in kind of like dining mode, which is I think where most people are going to leave it, but it's also not hard to simply pop those pedestals out, take that table out, and use that just like a wraparound U-lounge. Now, another thing is that those back pillows right there, those are removable. So if what you want to do is kind of sink back, slink back, and relax, kick back a little bit, you've got plenty of room and space to do that here. Now, the way this one converts into a bed is a little bit different, but that doesn't make it less effective. usually, when you have some kind of U dinette or any dinette, there's going to be these little wooden runners all the way around the booth base, if you will, and that's what kind of supports the table. Well, what they did here, a little uncommon but effective, is there's actually a pair of miniature pedestal bases that go down under that. And that may seem really wacky and weird and uncommon, but it's also really smart, because if you look at the used RV market, there's a lot of campers that will come in with a table that is like curved from somebody sleeping on it that might be a little bit too big. Well, when you have that central support under it, you're going to add more weight dispersion, and you're going to keep that table in better shape for a longer time. Now, the kitchen cabinetry in this model was somewhat limited, and somebody put their thinking cap on and said, yeah, well, what if we just make, like almost everything else some measure of storage, so that as long as you look around the camper a little bit, you've actually got a decent amount of room. Now, the biggest chunk of storage space is going to be right here in the slide out, and that top shelf is removable. If you want to make that a bigger storage space, you can, or obviously it's shelved, with good drawer space below, because one of the things you'll notice when we go through the kitchen prime is that there's no drawers over there. And we'll get there in just a second, but over here, you've got your, below the entertainment center, kind of little DVD nook, if you will. That little corner cabinet above the stereo area there. Nothing major, but they didn't let it go to waste. And then in the main kitchen area, you have a couple extra large compartments. Now, what's kind of nice about this, like you look down here, and there's no shelving or anything, but that kind of stuff is easy to manipulate and to create, or add totes or those little storage drawers or whatnot. The fact is, if it's an open blank space, you can always do something with it. If it's got a hard fixed shelf in there, well, you kind of got to take out the saw and modify things, and not a lot of people are comfortable with that. Again, not major spaces here around the entertainment, but they didn't let them go to waste. The biggest single chunk of space in this, though, is this OMG closet right here in the bathroom. This is huge, and this is where you're going to find the biggest single chunk of, cabinet space, hanging space, any space, every space that you're looking for. The little cargo netting here is very good for smaller loose stuff like, shampoos or toilet papers you don't want bouncing around or getting lost in transit. And this RV has a very large shower for such a small camper. Now you can see that you've got a combination vent skylight above, which is very effective. And then you notice you got this nice glass sliding privacy door here. In a lot of ways, this is just kind of a slimmed down, trimmed down 231 Freedom Express that we have here at Haylett RV. The Freedom Express will have a little more counter space. It'll have a full outside kitchen, a little bit bigger bathroom, and a privacy wall for the bedroom. But they're both kind of along the same concept, with this being a little more basic open design versus the Freedom Express, which has a couple little more creature features to kind of get you through the weekend. Neither is the wrong choice, just a matter of how you camp. And a quick look at the awning as we go. What's nice here is it's got the biggest awning it could. You might look at it and say, well, they could have extended that forward a little bit. If you look at where the arms mount against this trailer, there's a huge baggage compartment here. I mean, they snugged it right up there. They utilized about every inch of space they could. That awning has tilt and lock awning arms, as is pretty common on almost any Forest River product or its subsidiaries, which Primetime's a lot of people don't realize it's actually just a member of the Forest River lineup, kind of like Palomino, effectively. The awning arms also have an auto tilt and dump feature, and naturally, I forgot to turn on the outside lighting, but there's a very bright, aggressive outside LED light under that awning, too. Just like the inside, the outside's been very well maintained, as you'll see. Couple neat little things here, like the magnet holdbacks. Even though this is more of a simple series ultralight, it is a smartly appointed one. Very similar, I guess, to how I would describe something like the Keystone Passports and the Coachman Apexes that we have here at Haylett RV. They're simple, but they're smart. They've got the right things in the right places. Like, I like that we actually have lighting here in our pass-through. I like that they have plenty of aluminum structure going on. As you can see, it's pretty much an all-aluminum structure RV. And I like that little center sort of console area there. Very handy for, like, totes and whatnot. Those extra little partitions, they'll really help keep cargo from flopping around in transit. Now, The skin has been well maintained. You can see that obvious gleam and shine on there. You can see how there's no peeling or fading of decals or any nonsense like that. We do have a power tongue jack, and that looks like the owners added that aftermarket. That was not a standard factory piece of equipment on this one. That is a self-adjusting slide mechanism right there, so that every time it fully opens or closes, it'll actually help keep itself square and right. Because the last thing you want is a slide coming out kittywampus, which is a technical term. The wheels, tires, look fantastic. Obviously aluminum wheels, but there's also galvanized steel shields above those, so that this thing, you know, God forbid you pick up some debris on the road. Like, let's say you did everything right. You know, you checked your tire pressure. You did all the right things to make sure that your tires were not going to have an issue. You can still catch debris on the road, and that's why that little galvanized steel shield is there, just in case those radials, you know, let go. It gives you some time to get the RV brought down from higher speeds. Now, you know, a full-size bumper allows you to store your cap there, or pardon me, your sewer hose and whatnot. And this is the water heater. We just had it open to make sure all the water was drained out. We're getting this camper winterized. It is a little bit dribbly right now, that it is about to get snowflake cold, unfortunately. And the last thing that we want is a RV with a lot of problems, because the last thing you want is an RV with a lot of problems, because you don't want to take that call, or pardon me, you don't want to make that call. We don't want to take that call. It's to everyone's benefit that we do this thing right. Power awning. That looks good. Outside TV hookups above the tires. Overall out here, pretty happy with it. I was also happy to see they did put a double entry step on this. It is not infrequent that a more simple, basic, lightweight trailer, or any simple, basic trailer, if the descriptions simple and basic are involved, I've seen manufacturers try to skimp on entry steps, and that's just a dumb thing. I mean, the one thing that you're going to use every single time you walk in or out, you know, they'll cut the corner, but that didn't happen here. You know, is it the flashiest, fanciest thing? Possible, no, but it's also very light and relatively inexpensive as compared to those flashy, expensive, fancy things. So, give us a call. We do it all. Hitching, pieces, parts, trades, finance, truck and trailer package deals, and everything in between. So take care, stay safe, have fun, and happy camping, everyone.